They also told everybody from AEW watching, if you're disgruntled, we've got a place for you. And, of course, if you've been watching Raw, Penta's getting a huge push. If you've been watching SmackDown, guess who's getting a big push starting on Friday? Old Phoenix. They are sending the message that we will push you strong if you leave AEW for us.
Tell them that they're paid by a con.
WWE Smackdown. And let me begin by saying I am so over this show. It is the opposite of an easy-to-watch program. The format is entrance, commercial break, backstage promo, entrance, 1 minute of wrestling, commercial break, 4 minutes of wrestling, finish, commercial break. It is not one 3-hour show. It is 3 dozen different 4-minute segments separated by 3-minute commercial breaks. Like, my thumb is sore from hitting the fast-forward button so often.
Yeah, this 3 hours sucks.
I didn't do a lot of fast-forwarding, and I found the atmosphere and the crowd to enhance the show.
This crowd was awesome.
A lot of times you guys fast-forward through the entrances.
I don't fast-forward through the entrances on a show like this. Are you kidding me? But even that...
I did a lot. Braun Strowman versus LA Knight. They go 1 minute. They go to commercial. I wrote, what the fuck is even the point of the show? They come back. They go 3 minutes. It's a DQ. I wrote in all caps, what the fuck is even the point of the show? All I'm doing is fast-forwarding. Okay, this was awesome.
This is the best Naomi there's ever been.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes.
She was incredible in this segment.
Yes. This next portion of the show was a perfect summary of what watching SmackDown is like. Randy Orton begins his entrance. Keep in mind, he already did his entrance on the show. We've already seen it. Crowd singing along, goes on for a long time. We go to commercial. We come back for a video package. I am not making this up. A video package devoted to the WrestleMania entrances of Hunter Hearst Helmsley. This whole thing, from the point where Randy Orton came out to the point where the bell rang, 20 minutes of real life time. We saw 4.5 minutes of actual in-ring wrestling. Who would watch this bullshit? Paul Heyman goes to address CM Punk. You are closing the show at WrestleMania. You are a WrestleMania main eventer.
And that's when Seth says, that's my child out there wailing.
Crying like CM Punk was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Miles and miles better than last week, and it was good enough that it made me not upset that I'm certainly not that upset. Not upset that I watched the entire episode of... Let me deal with
Why don't you go be dad for a while? We'll move on to Collision. I thought this was an absolute A-plus, all-time great opening segment, and then after that, a very average wrestling TV show. They move in for a close-up on her. At Dynasty, I will be leaving with your tits in my... Boom! At that point, Penelope Ford out of nowhere boots her in the face. Penelope has the close-up on her and is smiling. This was phenomenal. The presentation, the camera angle, the dialogue, the performance, the timing. They could have done this 5,000 more times. It would never have been any better than we saw here.
I thought it was a pretty damn good segment. Not that good, but it was pretty good. Kevin and I got a contract, but Jay cuts up over and he goes, Kevin went through the New Japan dojo. And I got a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot more of him here in AEW. Crowd gives him a big ovation. There's a long pause. Jay goes, that was your cue to leave. So Kevin politely gets out of the ring.
I really like Kevin Knight. I've seen him in Defy quite a bit, and I hope he doesn't get lost in the shuffle.
Oh, he will.
I know, but he's too good to get lost in the
shuffle. The
shuffle.
Young Bucks are lost in the shuffle.
April 16th, a special show called Spring Breakthrough to celebrate becoming the longest-running wrestling show ever on TBS. The pettiness. I live for the pettiness. Whoever trained Billy sucks at pro wrestling. And this, of course, is Athena's cue. She makes a big debut.
Probably 80% of the people watching Dynamite and Collision have absolutely no fucking idea about Minions and about Athena and Billy Starks. And you've got close to 1 million on Wednesdays that are watching AEW. And none of them have any idea what's going on. So anyway, from that perspective, this sucked. But she got a pop coming out. Now let's talk about the best thing on this show. This Dax Wheeler Yuta match was fucking awesome. Absolutely fucking great. What's going on, Granny?
I just came up from listening to some more music.
That'd be a real good thing for my ex-subscribers. A field trip to Granny's old folks' home for highlights of Danny's Elvis impersonator concert.
Anything for a nickel.
Golly. I'm going to sell thousands of them for that one. Has anyone played the hurdy-gurdy there yet, Granny?
Nope.
No? Really? Wow.
What is it?
You don't know what a hurdy-gurdy is?
No.
I guess you're not as old as I thought. Huh.
And,
Okay.
And you are?
No, but I'm intelligent. It's a hurdy-gurdy. You go like this, and it plays a song, and then you got a little monkey that dances, has a little cup. You put money in there.
So how much did you collect?
Granny's Facebook asks, the best April Fool's prank you were a part of.
This show, probably the top of the list. Craig?
I don't remember anything.
This sounds like it's going to be a really exciting one. Are
Well, that's
there
why you asked the
any
listeners and
answers?
not us.
Well, I mean, based on us, it sounds like nobody's
Well,
got
we're
one.
boring people.
Well, I did
And old.
accidentally.
No, we are. Thank you, Granny. We are boring and old.
Okay.
Our listeners are young and exciting.
CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre.
I like McTire.
Wait a
Got one
minute.
of those in a Happy Meal today.
20,012.
20,012. It's 18,000
My
years in the
God,
future.
I guess a singularity is coming. How about that?
A CM head on chain for Drew outcome. Here we go again.
I didn't say anything.
I thought I had it this
Let's
time.
get that light. There we go.
April Fool. April Fool. Hey, Google, take a nap. Hey, Google, wake up. Hey, Google, are you awake?
Here's a YouTube music station called Are You Awake?
Hey, Google, stop.
Jim Ross is interviewing the very dapper Butch Reed. So yeah, he painted Junkyard Dog. He painted that greasy old dog yellow because they were calling him the greatest black athlete alive when they should be calling me that. That'd be a fun clip in the best of Bryan Vinny Show this week.
April Fool.
We are told that the Death Riders have attacked Jay White and he's out of the Owen Hart tournament.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's hurt. Although I don't know how long it's going to be. There have been a couple of different rumors about what exactly it is. But the impression I got was that he would not be out that long, even though he may need surgery.
John Moxley and Marina Shafir versus Swerve Strickland and Willow Nightingale.
Everyone talks about equality with the men and women. We have pay-per-views where we have to have 2 War Games matches. We have to have 2 Royal Rumbles. It's all about equality. Yet even in 2025, if a man puts his hand on a woman, in, by the way, a tornado mixed tag match, he is an evil man.
Cash is there, and this water is not under the bridge. He got pushed down and walked out on Dax and has not gotten over it.
He won't look at the guy.
No.
He's just standing on the left side of the screen, and his arms are crossed, and he's just staring off into space all angry.
Oh, he's in a huff. We then finally get the Owen Hart tournament brackets.
I love Kevin Knight, but he's had 1 match in AEW, and he lost it. Think of all of the talent that they got in this company. And nobody else was deserving of a spot in the prestigious Owen Hart Cup. We gave it to Kevin Knight. It's like, I think Harley's won 1 match? I can't figure out why she's in this tournament. And Billy, who has probably no wins on AEW TV at all. And then old Megan came out and posed.
She sure did stand there.
She likes posing.
Her headdress gets bigger every week, too.
Then we had this amazing segment. Renee is backstage with Swerve. She is the fucking greatest. She has to play that role, the wife whose husband did a thing that she cannot approve of. Interviewing a guy who now wants to beat her husband's ass, and in the back of her mind, she might be thinking maybe he deserves it a little bit. But she's concerned, but she's still a professional. She was the fucking highlight of this show.
The Ops are doing a promo. I don't really care what they said. I just want to know where Samoa Joe got this Tecmo Bowl Bo Jackson t-shirt. That was awesome.
Callis is at ringside with, by the way, another Don Callis doppelganger. Where the fuck are these creeps coming from? And you know what looks really weird? Someone cosplaying as Don Callis.
Your main event, Adam Copeland versus Claudio Castagnoli. They had a long match. Crowd was dead for a lot of it. He got it back in at the end.
This was the best fucking segment. And so Hangman screams, "You broke into my home!" And Swerve says, "You burned my house down!" And Hangman says, "You deserved it!" And Swerve says, "I know!" And all of a sudden,
Record scratch.
and Hangman stares at this guy for a while. And like he doesn't even know what to say. He basically got an apology. But he's like still angry. And then he just turns and he storms off down
He does
that
not know
hallway.
how to process this.
But he leaves.
Yes.
The fight's over and he leaves. And god damn, I watched this fucking segment over and over again. My dear Ava in the ring. And she says, given the depth of this women's division, both of these belts deserve to be defended frequently. And we have decided it's not fair for Stephanie to continue to do this alone. You just figured that out?
You booked the match.
Yes. This is on you, Ava.
And not that long
But
ago.
as usual, she will not take responsibility for her own actions. The fans are fucking booing the shit out of her. Jordan ends up tossing Jade outside, and then she takes one of these security dudes. She fucking beels this guy. He goes fucking flying about 70 yards.
Bump of the year.
Oh, my God.
I don't think Javon Evans has ever flown this high. This next segment is something that could only ever happen on NXT.
It was awesome.
The D'Angelo family gathers to share the intelligence that they have gathered on Dark State.
Yes.
There's a culling hype video. I can't do it anymore.
Oh, my God.
I just can't.
I was at Paisley's, I was doing the watchdog gimmick at her school today. Man, this one kid got pissed off at this game. He could not beat this game. And finally he just goes, "Ah!" And he slams the computer lid shut. And he picks it up and he walks it over. And he holds it over the trash like he's Medusa. And the teacher's like trying to calm him down and everything. I was like, wow. But anyway, that's how I felt when I was watching this segment with the culling. I slammed the lid down. Ah! Javon says, "You don't even know who the hell you are. You aren't Trick Williams. You're Carmelo Hayes." And the crowd screams in shock. And
I
they
thought Trick was going to shoot him.
start chanting Melo's name.
He was so hot.
Everybody was great in this segment. And I'm intrigued for this match.
Up steps Swipe Right.
This was when I was like, how many fucking people are on this show?
And the taller one looks at most 11 years old.
I was going to say,
There's no way that guy is shaven yet.
he looks like a guy who's like literally halfway through puberty.
Yeah. Roxanne Perez versus Kalani Jordan, ladder match qualifier. Roxanne spent most of it working the arm and pulling out her wedgie repeatedly, as the crowd chanted for her, by the way. So it's Ricky Saints versus Shawn Spears for the North American title. This crowd just wanted to chant Tony fumbled, even when Spears was getting his ass kicked. Although, I suppose you could argue that perhaps Tony fumbled Shawn Spears as well. So you can just chant it for either guy, no matter who's winning. Gets the spear, gets the Rochambeau, and wins a Rocket Buster performance.
Goddamn, this match, this was like an all-timer NXT moment. They made a guy. Ethan Page has the record for the fastest road to the title. This guy that came from AEW. And if Ricky, this guy who came from AEW, beats him tonight, he will have the quickest road to the title. So basically, they had that story, which set up Ethan Page coming down and beating his ass afterwards because he was mad, and that sets up their match at Stand and Deliver. But they also told everybody from AEW watching, if you're disgruntled, we've got a place for you. And of course, if you've been watching Raw, Penta's getting a huge push. If you've been watching SmackDown, guess who's getting a big push starting on Friday? Old Phoenix. They are sending the message that we will push you strong if you leave AEW for us. And that was the whole story of the Cody promo on Raw. But this was a great moment. Awesome ending to the show. I thought it ruled.